Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed watching the Dragonborn trailer. So I've collected quite a few screenshots from the trailer that kind of give clues as to what we can actually expect in the game. So this is going to be a really detailed analysis of the trailer, and I hope you enjoy it. So this is one of the first scenes. It shows getting to the Isle of Solstheim. You obviously have to travel by boat to get there. So the green glow in the background shows that you'll still be able to see those northern lights that you can see in Skyrim. And it also looks like some people are kind of praying in front of the house with the white swirly mist going up. This is a nice screenshot. It shows the whole of the Solstheim island. You can see it's snowy on the right, which is the northern half. And on the left side, it looks more like Morrowind, with the giant mushroom on the far left. So this guy seems to be wearing some thick Nordic clothing. So this is an area that looks a lot like Morrowind. We can see the Telvanni houses and also the giant mushrooms in the background. And in this shot, that glowing jellyfish looks like a bull netch. And you'll probably remember those if you've ever played Morrowind. Now this is a really nice shot because we can see the houses and the type of architecture, and they look very similar to the Redoran houses in Morrowind. Now I'm going to point out a couple things in this shot. First of all, on the top right hand corner you can see this kind of grey mountain. Now that might be Red Mountain on Vardenfell. And also, if you look on the left, in the middle of this circular platform here, it seems like there's some sort of green obelisk in the middle. And you can see it better in this screenshot. And you can also see it a lot better in the next screenshot. So these may be some sort of shrine to the first Dragonborn. And also note the colour, it's green, and there is a very underlying theme of green in the next few screenshots. For example, this one, he's reading a book. You can see green symbols around, then these green tentacles form around him. Then the camera zooms in to the book, and it's as though the Dragonborn is going into the book, and then these pages flutter out and kind of create the world around him. So it looks like we're going to be going to some other world, perhaps similar in size to the Solcan in Dawnguard. Also, just notice the creature on the far right in the middle of the screen. We see it a lot closer up in later screenshots, so I'll come back to that later. And this is a screen looking up towards the sky of the world. Notice the green colour again, it seems to be a very underlying theme. Now this looks like the blue swirly effect is lifting you up through the ground. It looks like there are roots around you. Maybe it's a kind of lift to get to the top of a Telvanni house. Okay, so this is the first new armor set that I've seen in the trailer. And this may possibly be some kind of variant on Dragonbone armor. Notice in particular the shield. It looks a bit different to the normal Dragonbone one. Also, it looks as if you're wearing some kind of magical glowing Dragonbone armor on top of that. So maybe this is some kind of shout. So this screenshot shows how you'll be able to mount dragons. It also shows how some dragons will look different to the normal ones we're used to seeing in Skyrim. This one in particular has got a bit more of a jutting jaw. There's quite a bit of emphasis on these shrines. They're probably something to do with the return of the Dragonborn. Notice in this shot it's kind of exploding. And in this screenshot I noticed that we've got a new mace that we haven't seen before. Also it looks like that new creature that I mentioned in the previous screenshot. And this is the same creature again. Maybe this is the benthic lurker I mentioned in my previous videos. I mentioned a few things in this shot. First of all, the sword on the left, that looks like a new sword to me. Also the spear in the top right hand corner being held by the goblin. And new armor and new shield as well. This appears to be a new creature as well. I'm not quite sure what it is yet, but also notice the armor that your guy is wearing. It's these kind of golden plates that go along his right arm. I'll come back to that later because there's another screenshot. Now in this shot, it seems that we're fighting some kind of corpus monsters that we saw in Morrowind. Also notice the sword, that's a new sword that your guy is holding. Also it looks like they're holding new weapons that you might be able to use as well. So in this shot, we see a completely new set of armor. So this is the fourth new set of armor if you count the Dragonbone variant. And also it looks like he's holding a new sword in his right hand. Also notice the armor being worn by the guy on the left hand side. On his right arm we see those gold plates again, so this seems to be that armor that we saw before. Notice the face mask on the other guy. These may be some kind of worshippers or followers of the first Dragonborn. Also, when the Dragonborn kills this guy, you see these blue triangles coming outwards from the wrist and from the legs. Maybe they symbolize some kind of shackles or something like that. Maybe they're servants to the first Dragonborn, and when they die they're released from his control. In this shot we see goblins, or reiklings as they'll probably be called in the game. And look at the spears, you can see they're being thrown by the goblins. So it'd be really cool if we could use them as some kind of projectile. And also, that's definitely a new axe that we're holding in our right hand. So this appears to be another one of those worshippers, or followers. It has the same mask and it has the same armor running down each of their arms. Also, it looks to me as though that might be a new shield being held by the Dragonborn. And just to point out a consistency, that when this worshipper is killed, you see those same blue triangle effects. And this screenshot shows quite clearly that you'll be able to fly dragons in the next DLC. And this is supposedly the first ever Dragonborn, and he's the guy that's trying to return. The Dragonborn DLC is going to be 1600 Microsoft points, and is going to be available on the Xbox 360 on the 4th of December. And unfortunately, they haven't said anything about release dates for the PC and PS3. Thanks a lot guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like or comment. If you spotted something that I didn't see, then please message me or comment. If you want to hear about more Skyrim DLC news updates, then go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.